Hello and welcome to this video. We're playing Obi again, who we just lost to not very long ago, so let's try for some revenge. So I'm going to try and play a little bit quicker so that we don't get into so many time troubles. I'm going to go for c4 here for kind of Maroxy bind structure. Bishop d3 or bishop e2. I'm going to play bishop e2. Get castled. Okay, so knight h7, planning f5 or maybe knight g5 or bishop g5 to trade some pieces. So we could try for just f3 here. Yeah, if knight d5, bishop g5. Okay. I mean, we could just push on with f4. f4, f5, e5 takes. Let's give that a whirl. Alright, played very quickly. So knight takes, bishop takes, pawn takes, rook takes. It's possible. Or e5 takes. Yeah, I'm going to try and play e5 because I don't really want to help black's development anymore by taking here. So let's try this and go from there. Bishop. Okay, bishop c5. Yeah, that's the problem. Okay, so I guess e3 pretty much forced. Now what happens if knight c6? Can we play knight takes f5? I think we can. Okay. So now bishop f2. Well, black's getting a lot of play here. But now that the bishop's protected, I think we're not losing material anymore. So plan is to play knight e4. Okay. Well, I'll just take this off then. And rook takes f2, I think. And we'll pre-move the recapture here. Let's just take a moment. Can't we win a pawn here? Let's just check this. Queen takes d8, rook takes d8, rook takes f4. Rook to d2, hitting the b pawn. I think it's worthwhile. I think that's worthwhile having that. We can actually play rook. Yeah, rook d1 maybe. Yeah, okay. So rook d1 now. Maybe b3. b3 rook d2. b3 rook d2. Rook d1. Sorry, rook d2, rook d1. And we're a pawn up, so the question is whether we can hold this off. Okay, so we could just play knight. We could play rook h. We could play h4, then knight goes to f7. Okay. What else is happening here? Knight. This is just invasion on the d file is the main problem for me. Okay, rook here. Alright, I'm going to try this. But then after knight f7, how am I protecting the e pawn? Maybe I can't. Okay, but maybe I don't need to because I can hit the bishop on e6. So this looks nice. It's looking okay, and then we can maybe even push e6. So bishop d7 isn't going to work, so where does the bishop go to? Alright, well then, can we play Can we just push now? Just play e6 and e7? I mean, this is looking pretty nice, or maybe Okay, we got to do something about this. So let's just play this first of all. Then knight d6. What about then rook f7? That's the question. We get rook f7 in. To be careful. Rook knight d6, rook f7, knight takes. So that's no good. We could just pin this knight for sure. Let's do that to begin with. Let's keep it simple. Okay. So bishop g4. That looks good. I can't sack on d6 yet, but bishop g4. White's definitely better here. I'm not quite sure how much, but definitely better. So it's just time and trying to keep control of the position now. What happens when we take on d6? That doesn't help us. We can't play e7. What's the strategy? Okay, so black wants to break here with a4, but that doesn't work at the moment. Because we can play knight takes. So, okay, what about now bishop h5? Bishop h5. Bishop h5. Does that really do anything? Bishop h5, rook moves, check. Not sure about that. Let's give that a whirl. Rook e7 to here, check. Knight takes, pawn takes. Looks pretty good. Okay, can we play this? I don't know if this looks so great, but... Or the check here, or bishop here. Can we play rook f1 here, and then go for bishop g6, and try and get the mate there? Does that work? Let's give that a whirl. No, I'm losing the e-pawn here, so let's... Okay, let's go with that original. And time again, time. Losing on time, as always. If knight takes, rook takes... or pawn takes, check? No, that's no good. Okay, so... let's go here. Okay. Now we've got h6 coming. Rook h6 coming. Can we play... Okay. And... I want to play rook ff6. Oh, hang on. Wait a second, what's going on? No, let's play this and then bishop g8. Does that work? When we're getting h6 with check as well. What can you do about that? What can you do about that? Are we getting a mate here? Let's just check this. Knight takes is possible. If knight takes, we can't take with the rook. We have to play pawn takes. Yeah, okay, this is going to queen. We've got a rook check on e1. We're going to play king f2. Can he stop me queening? He's got to play a bishop move. Okay, he gives this up, so let's take. Check. Can we do better than this? Okay, check. And take again. Got g5 hanging. I'm going to lose on time, no doubt. Okay. Okay, forking the two pawns. Which one do I want to take? Okay. Okay. Rats. Yeah, man. Ah, frustrating. Okay, so once again in winning position. Once again, just not having enough time to finish this guy off. Okay, at least we didn't lose, so that's good. I'll pause for a moment and collect my thoughts. Okay, so a couple of critical moments, I guess, in the game. I think playing f4 in the opening without considering the opening of the g1 a7 diagonal was a mistake. Really should be thinking about this really anytime you move that pawn in front of your king, just thinking about the diagonal opening up, and then when you combine that with a knight on d4 that's not that well protected, bishop c5 is kind of an obvious reply. So you need to take some more care when playing those kind of committal pawn moves, even though I think the idea was fine. And then in terms of I guess the other critical point of the game was the position I've got on the board, which is where white got white's better, we're a pawn up, but we got a really nice bind at this point. The bishop had to move back, we got to push the e-pawn, and then we managed to invade with the rooks. And clearly at that point, when I've got both my rooks on the 6th rank, there's a winning position there. I didn't manage to convert it because of lack of time, but I mean, we're clearly either winning on the spot or converting into a one-end game, which I should have been able to convert, but just ran out of time. So interesting game. I feel like a game slightly outplayed my opponent, but just on the clock he was ahead and he was making his moves more quickly than me, which is a form of playing, more skillfully in a way. So yeah, just need to speed up a little bit. Okay, thanks for watching.